A U.S. response to the killing of 3 American soldiers in a drone attack linked to Iran appears to be inevitable. Let's discuss more about possible U.S. options with Professor Kim Hyun-wook this morning. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. American soldiers were killed in the Middle East for the first time since the start of Israel-Hamas war. What does this say about situations over in Gaza? Is the war getting more complicated?
Well, I think definitely the situation is getting more and more complicated. The initial intention of the U.S. is to manage the situations, to make Israel not to attack too much, to come up with the agreement as soon as possible. But as 3 soldiers have been killed by drone attack, which is by the Iran-backed militant group operating in Syria and Iraq, I think there should be some sort of very serious response by the United States, which means that there's a possibility that this war could be enlarged into a bigger and larger scale warfare in this region, which the United States' initial intention was not about. So this is, I think, big agony the U.S. is. I think the U.S. will try to determine what kind of and what sort of and in what gamut the response would be implemented.
Definitely. In fact, U.S. President Joe Biden said it himself that there will be a response from Washington. Now, I have to ask you, Professor Kim, then the question is, what kind of response, what form will we have to see, and to what extent will the U.S. forces be?
Well, yes, as I have mentioned, the spokesman of the White House definitely avoided what sort of and what kind of response the Biden government will implement. But I think definitely there should be some sort of serious response by the United States, because U.S. soldiers has been killed, and also a lot of Republican parliamentarians are saying that this is some sort of mistake by the government's weak response, and there should be a very serious response. So Chief of Staff Charles Brown definitely said that the objective is to prevent them, but it should not be leading to a larger scale conflict in Middle East. So I think definitely there will be some sort of response. For example, assassination targeting the leadership of Hamas, and maybe targeting a Iran territory, sort of things like that, which is not clearly instigating the warfare that can lead to the larger scale.
Definitely. In the meantime, things are looking bright for a potential agreement under which Israel will pause military operations against Hamas for 2 months in exchange for a release of more than 100 hostages. How likely is it that the proposed deal would actually end the war?
Well, at least the fact that they are negotiating, and 4 countries, for example, the U.S., Israel, Qatar, and Egypt, are talking about the agreement is very, promising. It's very positive signal. The first step is that 30-day stoppage of warfare in exchange for female and old hostages and injured hostages to be released. And second stage is to release the military people of Israel and also male hostages in exchange for another 30-day stoppage of military operations. But I'm not sure how this will be leading to a permanent ceasefire, because we know that they're talking about the complete ceasefire based upon this two-stage stoppage. But because, they have still very big differences in their opinions. 4 countries are talking about completely ending the antagonistic behaviors and also allowing the Palestinian independent states. But Israel is very negative about the Palestinian independent state establishment. And also, Hamas is not completely destroyed from the Israeli perspective. So there are a lot of more things that the four countries need to talk and come up with an agreement for a complete ceasefire.
So you're saying the deal may not be enough to end the war, but it would still lay the groundwork for a durable resolution to the conflict, right?
Yes, definitely 30 days and 30 days, which is altogether 60 days war stoppage is very positive signal and positive opportunity to come up with complete ceasefire. And a lot of European countries and the U.S. is, especially the United States Biden government, their warfare, possible warfare is targeting the Taiwan Strait region and the war in Ukraine and this Hamas-Israel warfare is something that the U.S. does not want to get engaged too much. So there is a strong willingness by European and the U.S. countries to finish this warfare. So I think the talk and dialogue towards the agreement I think will continue, and I hope that come up with the positive outcome.
Definitely. All right, Professor Kim Hyun-wook, thank you so much for your insight this morning. You have a great day.
Thank you so much.